one of the groups that kind of allows me to play very viscerally and very physically, which you don't often get to do in some other kinds of settings, so it's great to be able to do that.
There's a lot of freedom involved. I mean, there's definitely structure to it, but within that structure, we've got freedom to make things a little bit different every time. So.
All of us lead groups. I think almost everyone leads a group, or it plays in, like, I know we have a trumpet player that does mostly salsa bands, and he does like trombone player does mostly like avant-garde kind of stuff, and I run like a New Orleans style group and also like a rock band. So it's just lots of different influences.
Yeah, treat, but like flat thirds. I just play a lot of flat thirds. Just play a lot of G naturals. on those E's yeah.
So you don't want me to improvise? Really?
Yeah. So
like I have been doing.
The whole notes these whole notes right here are intended to be the roots of.
I mean no, they're not intended to be roots. It's kind of been funny this last year getting to know like a lot of musicians more. I always assumed that kind of everyone had the same influences that I did. It's like, oh yeah, you all must have listened to Chuck Berry when you were 6 years old. But like, that's really rare. And like they also have things that like, Pinson likes like Phil Collins and stuff. Like I don't know anything about Phil Collins.
In high school, I tried getting out of pop music. I sort of found fusion music, which was like funny 60s over the top jazz. Lots of rock, lots of keyboards and cymbals and stuff. I got out of that pretty quickly and into like the Bela Fleck stuff. This is all still high school. But college, pretty much Billy Martin and Brian Jones.
I listen to all different kinds of stuff, it's not, I went through a period of time where it was just jazz all the time. And then I went through a period of time where I probably didn't listen to any jazz at all. And so now hopefully it's kind of just whatever I wake up in the mood for that day.
Early on, I got into jazz when I was young, probably like freshman in high school, 8th grade. And, the one band that turned me on to jazz was pretty much Duke Ellington. I heard those guys play and it was just like instant. I knew I wanted to try and get that sound on the horn.
My first high school band director turned me on to this trombone player named Ray Anderson. He could play really fast and really high, and so that was very appealing to me as a young player. But then I started to realize, the more I grew up and the more I listened to him, how he was able to explore all kinds of timbres and all kinds of effects on the trombone and really make it effective more as a voice than as an instrument, if that makes any sense. And so that kind of really inspired me as far as my trombone playing goes.
Well, my heroes like Miles, the way he changed music and did all kinds of things throughout his life. Growing up in like gospel, my parents raised me in gospel, so a lot of that is in what I do, and the classical thing I learned from being at VCU, that's also an influence, and like hip hop.
A lot of the younger cats loved Weezer from back in high school, and Matt, the leader, actually loved it a lot too. He decided to just write the charts out, and it turned out he just ended up playing the whole album.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Everybody that came out was super cool and so into it, and everybody knew all the Weezer tunes, and it was fun because when you check out the recordings, the crowd singing is louder than the band playing the actual tunes, and it was a blast. It was fun.
before F. I'm gonna put them. There's like usually you have a 2-bar break piston, and I'm gonna give them to a bunch of horns.
Cool.
On all these places.
On all those 2-bar breaks?
Yeah.
I like that idea.
So 2-bar breaks, 4 before F. You see where we are?
Mm-hmm.
Hooten, can you play that break?
2 bars.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the measure 45 and 46.
Does that mean I'm not playing?
Yeah, that was
What's going on?
It shouldn't have affected
You're
you.
not resting.
But at 45 and 40, no, you're resting. But at 45 and 46,
That's Prince's, isn't it?
It's a hoot.
Not anymore.
it's a Hooten 2-bar break, and then it's a Matt White 2-bar
Yes.
break. Interpersonal relationships, that's the hardest part of the group, you know? And like, and being honest with people and being as business-like as I can, but also, you don't want it to be, I don't want it to be a business. I don't want it to be like,
It's gotta be fun stuff.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's, you know, it's music, it's fun. That's what everyone in there probably has their funnest times playing music, and I want it to be like that too, like a family. I want it to be a big family, as much as it can be in like the kind of real practical music world that we live in.
Mm.
And that's kind of how I try to view it. I try to make things like that. I try to, you know, I don't view it as like a trumpet and 2 saxophones and 2 trombones and then guitar, bass, and drums. It's like Bob Miller and Reggie Pace and Brian Newton and Jason Scott and Jason Arcee and Cameron Ralston and Vincent Chancel and me.
Right.
And that's who's in the band.
It's great that this thing's worked out. When we started playing, we would get together and rehearse a couple tunes and play at like one of the galleries, and that was a gig. And then 6 months later, we'd get together and do it again. And so getting to do this thing at Couscous has really, you know, changed what we're able to do.
We have a blast, man. Yeah, it's always fun. Yeah, it's always fun. Very, very loose and organic, which it can be really difficult, or it can be just the easiest, funnest thing in the world. You know?
It's a family affair. It's Sly
Sly.
family stuff. You know, and it's a group. Like it's a band, and the music's that way. The music is real. You know, cohesive, and it's really hard. You know, I don't know if those other guys talked about it, but as easy as the music is, it's really easy music to play technically, but it's hard to get it to kind of gel together, and it really takes the band working together to make that happen, and listening to each other, and you know, and like, you know, fighting the good fight, and musically and in the business world and everything takes a you know, support from all of us to do.